Welcome back to the channel. Everyone, hope you guys are doing absolutely fine. So, Dune's movie has finally released in India, and एक week से extend हो गई थी मुंबई में because we couldn't watch it in the theaters. But finally, I've seen the movie, and overall, अगर देखने जाए तो it is an amazing cinematic experience. And in this video, I'll be just giving you an entire detailed review of how the movie is. I am not that good in Hindi, but I'll try to do as much as possible to try to explain in Hindi, and because it is entirely based on science fiction, and the movie is set in 8,000 years from today, which is 10,121. तो 8,000 साल बाद जो पूरा साइंस फिक्शन होता है, and how the politics is, it is a beautifully set movie. So before I start with the entire video and with the entire story, I just thought that I could react to the trailer which was released, because it will give you a frame by frame experience of what exactly is happening. And trailer में जिस तरीके से उन्होंने सारे plots explain किए थे, not exactly उस तरीके से movie में they have shown what exactly happens. So first I'll react to the entire trailer, and then we will start with the main plot of the entire movie. So let's start with the video.
Our planet Arrakis is so beautiful when the sun is low.
So this is the planet where they are living in future.
Duncan, can I trust you with something?
Jason's acting is...
I've been having dreams.
Everything important happens when we're awake.
Hey, you want some muscle?
I did?
No.
There's so many weird things in my mind. You need to face your fears.
Come with me. Sees too much.
Cinematography is really amazing.
Let's fight like demons.
You should have.
You'll still be the only thing I ever needed you to be.
Because he would be the chosen
My
one.
son. You protect Paul.
My life. It's time.
And this cast, which is so much hyped up, Timothée, Rebecca, Oscar, Josh, Stellan, Dave, Zendaya, literally speaking, बहुत सारे characters का बहुत ज़्यादा कम role है. And in order to start with the main storyline, with this cast, definitely we expected a lot of things, but the cinematography itself and the story itself is the backbone of the entire show. अभी ये entire movie जो है, this is based on a novel which was published way ago in somewhere around 1964, and उसका ये part 1 है. So even in this movie, the entire movie isn't completed. Ending में पता चलता है कि there would be a second part as well, and in the title itself it shows that Dune Part 1. And apart from that, overall, before I start with the explanation and the movie review, if you just to keep the video a little bit more spoiler free, if you are watching this from a very broader perspective, if you have seen Game of Thrones or Star Wars or any other fiction fantasy which is based on science fiction, then these all concepts have been inspired from this novel, which was released way back in 1960s approximately. And उस हिसाब से अगर आप देखने जाओगे तो this is a really amazing cinematic experience. Do watch this in 3D, because बहुत सारे ऐसे scenes हैं जहाँ पे you are literally feeling like you're flying through those jets, and what you have seen in the trailer. So all in all, if you talk about the entire story of this movie, 8,000 साल बाद there is nothing left on specifically Earth. We have traveled outside, humans, if they are still there after 8,000 years, they are have traveled to other planets. There are different planets and there are different factions. So exactly just like Game of Thrones, where there are different houses, isme there are different houses, and every house has an emperor. So there is a planet jiske upar there is a source of fuel, like अभी के time में we have petrol, at that time it is going to be like जो वो जो source होता है, जो fuel होता है जिसकी वजह से everyone can travel intergalactically, that is known as Spaihts. एंड वो स्पाइस होता है एक प्लैनेट के ऊपर, एंड वो प्लैनेट के कब्जे के लिए, या फिर वो प्लैनेट पे जो रूल करेगा ही वुड बी हैविंग, और दैट फैक्शन और दैट हाउस, उस हाउस के पास बहुत ज़्यादा पावर होगी. एंड दिस इज द बेसिक कॉन्सेप्ट बिहाइंड द एंटायर मूवी. अब अगर स्टोरी के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से देखने जाए तो देयर इज अ मेन हाउस विच इज द हाउस एट्रीडिस, जिसके रूलर होते हैं एक ओशन प्लैनेट जो कंट्रोल करते हैं, एंड दे हैव अ सन, एंड देयर इज अ मैजिक, देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ पॉलिटिक्स इन दिस मूवी. तो जो उनके लाइक द लेटो हु इज द मेन एम्परर, उनके साइड से जो होते हैं दे हैव अ लॉट ऑफ एक्सपीरियंस विद रिस्पेक्ट टू फाइटिंग, विद रिस्पेक्ट टू अ लॉट ऑफ अदर स्किल्स. एंड जो उसकी मॉम होती है लाइक Paul, who is the main character, who is going to be the chosen one in the future, he has a lot of experience with respect to fighting, as well as from his mom's side, he has a lot of he has a kind of inheritance, और अगर देखने जाए तो उसकी जो मॉम होती है, she has a lot of power from a magical point of view, and he is going to be having both of these powers, and इसके हिसाब से he is going to be a future chosen one who will be controlling everything. अब जिस planet की मैं बात कर रहा था, that planet's name is Arrakis, and इस planet पे भेजा जाता है house like a Leto house को in order to conquer that planet from the main emperor, because वो planet के ऊपर जो spice होता है which is the fuel in order to travel across different across space basically. तो उस house पे like उस planet पे जिस emperor का ज़्यादा rule होगा, he would be having more power in the entire kingdom. बट बिफोर उस प्लैनेट पहले जाने से पहले ही जो उसकी मॉम होती है, पॉल की जो मॉम होती है, ही शी गोज एंड मेक्स हिम रियलाइज दैट ही हैज अ सेंस एंड कंट्रोल ओवर मैजिक, एंड उसको बहुत सारे ऐसे ड्रीम्स आते हैं जो एक्चुअली ट्रू होते हैं. सो दैट इज अ पार्ट ऑफ हिज पावर्स की ही सीज एंड ही हैज दोज ड्रीम्स विच कम ट्रू, एंड उसके हिसाब से उसे वो विजन्स दिखते हैं इन फ्यूचर ऑफ अ गर्ल हु इज कॉल्ड चानी, वाज प्लेड बाय Zendaya, एंड उसको बहुत डिफरेंट टाइप्स के विजन्स आते हैं जिसके जो एक्चुअली में रियल होने वाले हैं, एंड वहाँ से हमें ये पता चलता है कि इवन ही इज हैविंग सम इनहेरिटेंस फ्रॉम हिज मदर्स साइड, दैट ही इज गोइंग टू गेट सम काइंड ऑफ पावर्स. एंड फिर जब भी ही गोज टू दैट मेन लेडी हु कंट्रोल्स द एंटायर पावर, एंड उसकी जो मॉम का जो इनहेरिटेंस होता है वो इस तरीके से होता है कि जनरली दैट पावर जो है वो पास्ड ऑन होता है फ्रॉम वन लेडी टू अनदर, एंड व्हेन शी हैड that power, and when she was going to bear a child, she there is probably something called that how they would be able to control which gender would be born, and उसके हिसाब से उस magic के हिसाब से she was going to give a birth to a girl, but वो decide करती है that she will bear a boy, and there was a kind of a dispute between the rest of the sorcerers that whether he will be able to bear that power or not. And तो उस तरीके से before they land on Arrakis, they kind of do a test for him, like whether he is the chosen one or not, and he passes that test. फिर उसके बाद वो जो test वो pass करता है, उसके बाद still she sends a kind of a weapon, a very insect kind of weapon who tries to check Paul's impulses and किस तरीके से वो react करेगा कि अगर उसके ऊपर कोई attack होने वाला होता है वो, and still he passes that test as well. And उसके बाद she instructs the house Baron to attack the house Atreides, so that उनके पास वो powers आ जाए. But because Paul and Jessica are already a part of her legacy or her probably community, she tries to convince him not to kill both of them, but to kill her husband, who is the emperor, who is Leto. उसके बाद जब the entire house Atreides arrives at the planet of Arrakis, जहाँ पे वहाँ पे वो मेन जो फोर्ट्रेस होता है जिसका नाम है Arrakeen, they meet everyone over there, and there is the chief of the Freemen. So already on this planet, who is still very much barren, there are a lot of Freemen who are there, and ये जो Freeman community है उनके साथ ये negotiate करने की कोशिश करते हैं, because Leto जो है उनका ये पर्सपेक्टिव रहता है कि he just doesn't want to rule over the planet. He wants to also get a connect to the local people over there, and his even son continues that in the future. But before they do that, they want to do a kind of a research about what this planet is all about. And वहाँ पे जो Freeman के leader होते हैं, like the Freeman who negotiates with them, who's called as Stilga, and the other one who tries to guide them about the entire planet. They take them around to show what exactly is in that particular planet. And there's अगर फ्यूचर के हिसाब से अगर आप देखने जाओगे तो instead of helicopters they have these amazing kind of a bee or a kind of a different worm जिसके बहुत ज़्यादा अलग wings होते हैं. I'm not able to remember the word of that insect, but you can comment down in the comments below what that insect is. The way in which those helicopters or those specific aircraft are designed, and he even tells him that इस entire desert में there are also sandworms inside the desert who try to kill everyone who is just randomly roaming over the sand. So even if you touch the sand, even if you tap the sand, वो sandworm जो है जो sand पूरे entire desert के अंदर है, he will entirely pull you inside the entire desert. And ऐसा करते समय they see there is a ship which is there on that particular planet जो extract कर रहा है जो spice element होता है जो fuel की बात हमने की पहले, which requires for the intergalactic force. तो जब भी they are able to spot one of the sandworm, they try to inform them that there is a sandworm which is coming to attack them, but वो कुछ तरीके से they are not able to reach out to them, and they have a kind of a method where they could pull up these specific devices if a sandworm comes, but due to some technical fault that particular device उस particular machine को pick up नहीं कर पाते. So what Keynes decides is that he goes over there. They have 3 aircraft like that, and they try to rescue those people. And जब भी Paul first time उस land पे अपने कदम रखता है, तो he realizes there is some kind of different force, probably the magic factor of his mother side or the other parts, बहुत सारे other factors उसको affect करते हैं, and he kind of makes a connection with the planet itself. And already पहले एक बार Paul का murder करने की कोशिश की जो हुई थी पहले, उसके बाद लेटो एडवाइसेस ऑल द रेस्ट ऑफ द सोल्जर्स टू बी ऑन हाई अलर्ट. एंड उसी में से उनका जो एक डॉक्टर होता है which is whose name is यू, he tries to betray him because उसकी जो वाइफ है उसको ऑलरेडी बैरन ने कब्जा किया होता है, एंड इन ऑर्डर टू गेन हर बैक he makes a deal with Baron that he will make Leto submit himself towards Baron, and उसी कोशिश में they entirely attack their fortress in which they kind of captive like जिसमें वो capture कर लेते हैं लेटो को, but due to some reason Paul and Jessica are able to escape. Even Duncan is able to escape. Duncan, who is played by Jason Momoa. And they all get out of the fortress, and before they could get out of the fortress, they are able to reach further enough जहाँ से वो देख सकते हैं कि जो पूरा उनका fortress था और the entire place that they were staying at and has been entirely destroyed. अब यू की जो वाइफ होती है उसको ऑलरेडी कैप्टिव बनाया होता है बैरन ने, बट he still doesn't trust him after all. So जब भी he tries to kill or make Leto as his captive, वो उसको एक duplicate tooth देता है which has a kind of a poisonous gas. So अगर he tries to kill you, he could he could release that poisonous gas and kill everyone in the room, and exactly he does that. But before he could do that, बैरन उसको मारने की कोशिश कर देता है, एंड जैसा डील के हिसाब से हुआ था, ही डजंट रिटर्न हिज वाइफ बैक एंड ही ट्राइज टू किल Hugh. तो उसके हिसाब से अभी इवन Hugh is dead and Baron is in such a place that he's trying to make a negotiation with Leto, because even if he has made Leto as his captive, he still doesn't have his wife and his son. So उस कोशिश में he releases that poisonous gas, but everyone else is getting killed, but somehow Baron manages to live. तो जब भी वो फोर्ट्रेस कैप्चर हुआ होता है, तभी ओमनीथ्रॉप्टर को डंकन स्टील कर लेता है, एंड ही कीप दैट इन अ वेरी मच सिक्योर्ड प्लेस, ताकि जब जेसिका एंड पॉल उसे मिलते हैं, दे आर एबल टू हेल्प हिम अलोंग विद कीज. एंड अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट, व्हेन दे एक्चुअली मीट एंड दे एक्चुअली गो ओवर देयर इज अ वेरी अमेजिंग सिनेमैटिक व्यू which we get to see that both of them are not able to survive because वहाँ पे he takes them to a very good research lab जहाँ पे they could actually do and they could contain themselves for. and वहाँ पे हमें जो पहले से उसे visions दिखती है, उसे जो dreams दिखते हैं, जब डंकन मरने वाला होता है, he is going to die and he sees that vision and that kind of comes true. So that was one of the most thrilling, and that literally brought goosebumps because he was trying to protect Paul and Jessica. And उसके बाद once they go ahead and once they travel across, they both have survival kits and they take the omnitropter and they escape outside the desert. Even though वहाँ पे बहुत ज़्यादा ड्रामा दिखाया गया है, like they have been followed again by the Harokins, and उसके बाद the machine that they are traveling from that kind of dies and that kind of falls off to the desert, but still somehow they are able to manage. And उसके बाद they reach at a particular place जहाँ पे there are steady rocks. So जिस जगह पे rocks होते हैं, वहाँ पे जो सैंड वर्म्स होते हैं, they are not technically able to go, so they try to bring one of that sandworm towards them, and वहाँ पे पता चलता है कि there is some energy in Paul that he is able to control that specific worm. And after that, जिस जगह पे वो लोग रहते होते हैं, there are other Freemen, and one of them who was introduced to them in the first part when they meet the other Freemen, he kind of notices that, and वहाँ पे वो deal होता है कि both of them needs to be killed by the Freemen, but Paul is still one of the guy who could fight, but at the end there is a duel which just happens, and because of which one of the Freemen dies. And उसके बाद, because Paul proves himself as a particular fighter, the Freemen accept them, and इस पूरे situation में Jessica is still at the point where they need to go back from where they came from, but Paul को बहुत पहले ही visions दिखे हुए रहते हैं, like for one of the most epic scene from the trailer जहाँ पे Paul के eyes भी green है, that is obviously one of the scene from the next movie or from the future, because that this is technically the end of movie 1 जहाँ पे they are meeting the Freemen, and they are they are one of them because they have proven themselves, and they have kind of met them and tried to Paul के पास एक ऐसा chance भी था where he could have gone back from where he came from, even if he has proved himself, but at the end Paul decides that he would be staying with the Freemen and trying to manage them and trying to indulge with them. And on the other side, Baron gives all the authority to his nephew, जिसके हिसाब से he tries to pass on that power as well, and that is overall the basic synopsis of the entire movie. अब जिस तरीके से एंटायर ट्रेलर शो किया था, the entire trailer has been kind of introduced by Zendaya and her character Shani, but technically her role is hardly 15 minutes I think out of the entire entire movie, because उसमें she is just as a part of her visions, because पहले से ही जो पॉल को visions दिखते रहते हैं, उसके हिसाब से she is one of the people who he will be ending up with, and her role was very much less. effects. Apart from him, Jason Momoa's acting was amazing. Even if uska role बहुत कम था, but that was a very significant role. And Paul, obviously, Timothy is an amazing actor. And the second part, maybe would be very much waiting to see like how the story unfold, because now they would be into the desert. And just trailer में जब भी हमने देखा, even Paul's eyes are now blue, which means that they have survived, like they have lived on that planet for a very longer time, because of which even उनके जो आंखें हैं वो blue हो गई है. And this is one of the phenomenon which is explained in the movie. Like अगर आप वो बहुत ज़्यादा देर उस particular planet पे रहते हो तो आपकी eyes जो है वो blue turn हो जाती है. So at the end it was an amazing balance between cinematography, between fiction, between VFX, but overall acting wise भी and even story wise भी it is very much well composed. कहीं भी ऐसे लगता नहीं है कि it had gone a really slow or it had gone a really a kind of place जहाँ पे एक movie stuck हो गई है, फिर story stuck हो गई है. बीच में थोड़ा part ऐसा आता है जहाँ पे you are not able to understand their other language, but obviously there were subtitles because that is the magical language that they were speaking, जो उनका inheritance होता है. या फिर अभी second movie में भी it would be very much surprising and challenging to see कैसे अभी उसकी powers जो है वो and उसकी जो physical capabilities of his physical fighting skills दोनों वो कैसे manage करता है. So it would be a blend of an amazing powers overall. So that is it for the overall review. I have tried my best to explain as much as I could in Hindi, but I'm really sorry if I am not able to explain it that much in Hindi. But overall, after watching this movie, I thought that अगर आप अपने बहुत ज़्यादा science fiction movies देखी नहीं होगी, then this could not be one of the movie जो आपको पूरी तरीके से like अच्छी लगेगी, because there are times which like one of the reason of watching a movie is to just get that cinematic experience, and this movie is one of them. And the story would be unfolding in the next movie, so we would definitely have to wait for the next movie to release. So thank you so much for watching until here. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed it yet, and I try keeping up. I'm trying this new trailers reviews or these movie reviews or reaction reviews on the channel because I wanted to do this since a long time, and now after a few digital art videos I think I might take a break, but I am having some more thoughts about making some different art forms on the channel as well. And do let me know what you think about the movie in the comments below, and please again subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed it yet, and I'll be meeting you in the next video.